when Caleb Rourke bought a junk starship at a backwater auction. He wasn't expecting much, certainly not a living alien hidden deep in the maintenance shaft. That alien, a small, intelligent, wounded creature named Kier, had escaped from a galactic prison transport. Caleb patched him up against all better judgment. He let him go. He thought that was the end of it. He was wrong. 2 weeks later, Caleb's ship was orbiting Eris Prime, waiting for a cargo pickup. That's when the first bounty hunter arrived. A cloaked vessel dropped out of hyperspace, scanned his ship, and fired a warning shot across the bow. "Surrender the fugitive," the message blared, "or be destroyed." Caleb blinked. "What fugitive? You're a little late." But the bounty hunter wasn't listening. He ran, burned every fuel cell he had, left Eris Prime in pieces behind him. By the time he made it to the drift belt, he'd already been flagged by for systems. Every spaceport, trade ring, and border outpost now had his face on the wanted board. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was what Kier left behind. One night, while rerouting power, Caleb stumbled on a holographic beacon hidden in the ship's cargo wall. It activated without warning. A dozen alien languages flashed across the screen, and then English. "To the one who helped me, you don't know who I am. But now, the entire galaxy does. You saved me. So I've done the same for you. This ship was once mine, now it's yours. But beware, the ones hunting me won't stop. You've just inherited a war." That's when the ship began to wake up. Hidden compartments opened. Plasma turrets hummed to life. Navigation arrays lit up with unknown star map systems not found on any human record. This wasn't a junker. This was a classified alien stealth vessel, disguised and dumped on the auction circuit. A perfect hiding place until now. Now, every bounty hunter in the quadrant is after Caleb. He's carrying a ship he barely understands. A galaxy thinks he's a traitor. And somewhere, the real enemy, the one Kier escaped from, is closing in. Caleb never wanted to be a hero, but now he doesn't have a choice, because the ship just whispered its final override code. "Command accepted. Welcome aboard, Captain Rourke." Caleb Rourke was never meant to be in this war. He wasn't a soldier, not a diplomat, just a stubborn scrap hauler with a knack for fixing old junk. But now, he's flying a warship built by a civilization so ancient, even the Galactic Council only whispers its name, the Solari Corps. They came for him again. This time, it wasn't a bounty hunter. It was a Corthan Purifier class destroyer, one of the ships used only when someone wanted you not just dead, but erased from memory. It appeared over Velex Station, where Caleb had docked, for fuel. The station barely had time to scream before the first plasma bolt punched through the hangar. Caleb ran. The alien warship, his warship, did the rest. It didn't just fire back, it spoke. Auto defense engaged. Threat classification, terminate. 3. Glowing drones unfolded from the hull like fireflies of death. They zipped through the void and ripped the destroyer apart in under 20 seconds. The galaxy took notice. Footage leaked. Someone posted a hall of the battle on the deep net. Suddenly, everyone knew about the junk hauler with a ghost ship from the past. Some wanted to capture it. Some wanted to worship it. Most just wanted Caleb dead. And amid the chaos, a signal cut through every major broadcast channel. A new voice, cold and human designated Caleb Rourke is in possession of stolen Solari technology. This is your first and final warning. Turn him over or be considered complicit. We are returning. Caleb doesn't run anymore, not because he's brave, but because the ship has shown him what's coming. A species known only as the Architects, the same ones who hunted Kier's people to extinction, the ones who now know a Solari relic is awake. The war isn't about Kier anymore. It's about what humanity represents to the galaxy, a race of unpredictable minds, a species that never kneels, and one man who just might be crazy enough to fight back. Now, the ship speaks to him in his dreams. Blueprints, weapon systems, strange alien memories. He's no longer just flying it. He's bonding with it, becoming what it needs. And what it needs is not a pilot. It needs a commander. The ship is no longer silent. It speaks in languages no human has recorded, shows Caleb maps of systems wiped from star charts, and teaches him things that shouldn't be possible for his species to understand. He's starting to see through time. Not visions, not hallucinations, memories from the ship itself, from the last Solari commander who died protecting it, and through those memories, Caleb learns a horrifying truth. The architects are real, and they're coming. They don't conquer planets, they erase civilizations. No survivors, no ruins, just silence. They are what galactic history calls natural resets, beings that prune advanced life when it evolves to fast dot and humanity, where the next target dot Y, because of something buried deep in Earth's DNA, something older than the planet itself. Caleb doesn't fully understand it yet, but the ship keeps showing him images of Earth, before Earth, of something left behind inside us, something the architects fear. So Caleb makes a choice. He flies to a dead system on the outer rim. No one only is Cardo's null dot there, hidden inside a shattered moon, lies a Solari core beacon, a last-ditch failsafe meant to awaken any dormant Solari vessels, still scattered across the stars. If it works, it could bring help. If it doesn't, it will broadcast their location to every enemy within 200 light years. The ship warns him, once the core awakens, we can't hide anymore. Caleb places his hand on the beacon and activates it. For 20 seconds nothing, then the stars begin to shift. Tiny blinking lights appear on the map. Then dozens, hundreds, thousands ships, silent for eons, waking up. One message plays on every Solari frequency, designation accepted, human command authorized, awaiting orders, Commander Caleb Rourke. The final war has begun. Now, the galaxy is watching. A human with no rank, no army, is now commander of the most ancient fleet ever built. The architects are on the move, and Earth doesn't even know it's in danger. Caleb looks at the stars. He was never meant to fight this war, but now, he might be the only one who can win it. Caleb Rourke now commands a fleet that once served the Solarian ancient species wiped from the galaxy by something far older, the architects. He's seen their destruction. He's felt their approach, and he knows Earth has no idea what's coming. The broadcast opens a channel to SolNet, the primary relay system that links human colonies, orbital stations, and Earth's planetary defense grid. It takes time. He bypasses firewalls, encryption layers, fail-safes installed to prevent exactly this. One man, one rogue ship, taking control. The ship helps him. Its systems are more advanced than anything humans have built. And then, Earth answers. A holographic council flickers to life. UN High Command, NASA's Black Ops Board, 3 generals, 1 AI, and Earth's Secretary of Defense. They look confused, then concerned, then terrified. This is Caleb Rourke, broadcasting from the Solari warship Nareskel. I'm speaking to all of Earth. You don't have time to doubt me. Something is coming. Something that kills civilizations, then deletes the memory they ever existed. We're next, and we have maybe 6 weeks before they arrive. He plays the data, the footage, the core star maps showing the advance of the architects. Silence. Then a voice says what they're all thinking. This is impossible. Earth response council scrambles. Satellites reorient. Hidden files, ancient signals from Earth's deep past are pulled from cold archives. And that's when it happens. A signal, buried deep inside Earth's crust, activates. No one triggered it. It felt the Solari core's awakening. Earth contains Solari technology, hidden, buried, and it's waking up. The hidden beacon under Antarctica. A long-dormant structure comes online, generating power readings not seen since the days of the Solari War. Not just a signal, a vessel. Earth had its own Solari ship, forgotten beneath the ice since before the first pyramids rose. And now is answering the call. Second command recognized. Genetic signature, human confirmed. Solari Earth vessel Eidolon preparing for launch. The countdown begins. Earth now knows the truth. The architects are coming. Caleb has a fleet, but Earth has something else. Billions of humans who never, ever back down. And now the galaxy will remember why no species should underestimate humanity, because we were never meant to survive. We were meant to win. Antarctica split open with a sound no human had ever heard before, like a scream. Then through 1,000 years of ice and silence, from beneath the frozen continent, a vessel the size of a city emerged, glowing with pale blue Solari runes, its surface untouched by time, heat, or decay. Codename, Eidolon. Solari Earth hybrid Starship status, powering up Commander Link. Pending, genetic match found, human origin confirmed. Caleb Rourke stood on the bridge of the Nareskel, watching the live stream in silence. He didn't know what shook him more, that this ship had been hidden on Earth all along, or that the architects had just sent their first message. The signal, it wasn't words. It wasn't sound. It was a pulse sent through dark energy fields, encoded in math so advanced it broke human AI. Only the Solari ship could decode it, and when it did, Caleb's heart nearly stopped. You are not supposed to exist. The Solari, defy the cycle. You are the final remnant. This time, we will finish the erasure. Earth responds. Hidalon rises fully from the Antarctic depths. And with it, humanity begins to unify in ways never seen before. China, the US, the EU, even Mars colonies, all send envoys. A global defense pact is signed in a single day. Human engineers begin learning from the ship's systems, guided by Solari AI. They're still behind, but not helpless. And then the Hidalon speaks, not to Caleb, not to the Council, but to all of humanity. The architects are coming. You must choose now, fight or vanish. Caleb's decision. Caleb orders the fleet to begin shadow movement patterns, jumping in silence between stars, scanning for architect scouts. He leaves command of the Narescale to its automated matrix because he's coming home. He boards a drop craft and descends toward Earth for the first time in years, because the Hidalon is calling to him personally. 2 minds, 1 war. You carry the last Solari bond. We require your presence. In the heart of the ship inside the Hidalon, he finds something impossible. Not just AI, not just systems, but a Solari consciousness, a mind once alive, now encoded into memory crystal. It looks at him with human eyes, speaks in a voice from a dead empire. You are not just human. You carry memory fragments seeded long ago. You are our failsafe. The final warning far across the galaxy. Architect fleets stirred. Not 1, not 10, but hundreds. Massive living ships, each the size of moons, built from stars and void bone. They are not machines. They are life forms, ancient and merciless, and they are now aware. Earth has activated the Solari flame. It must be extinguished. The countdown to war has begun, and at its center stands a human nobody believed in, Caleb Rourke, now the last voice of a forgotten empire, carrying the future of his species on shoulders he never wanted. Earth was once just a planet. Now, it's a threat. Asterisk, the first architect ship appeared without warning. No hyperspace wake, no detectable energy signature, just there in the orbit of Delphus 3, one of Earth's furthest colonies. 12,000 people lived there, miners, engineers, children. They had no weapons capable of defense. They didn't even get to send a distress call. The architect vessel, shaped like a black serpent with wings of starlight, descended into the atmosphere. It unleashed no visible weapon. Yet within minutes, every biological system on the planet was sterilized. Life forms dissolved. Water flash evaporated. DNA unraveled at the molecular level. Only metal remained. Then the architect ship left. Without a sound, Earth respawn sacred every Terran channel. Emergency signals erupted. This wasn't war. This was extermination. And now, it was personal. Caleb's furry Caleb Rourke stood in silence aboard the Hidalon, watching the last footage from Delphus 3. No warning, no demands. They just erased. U.S. He looks at the fleet behind him. Solari warships reawakened, still learning to trust their new human commander. Then it's time we speak their language. The first human counter-stricketh architect ship left traces, not many but enough. Using the Solari's ancient energy tracking tech, Caleb tracks its exit jump. Destination, Lyron Belt, an uninhabited system, or so the galaxy believed. There, Caleb launches the counter-strike. He sends 3 Solari drones, armed with quantum destabilizers. Riding cloak gravity slips. They slip through the void undetected. Find the architect ship resting, recharging, unaware. And then, detonation, 1 architect vessel, destroyed in 7.6 seconds. Not disabled, erased. The galaxy reacts. Billions watch the transmission leak from Caleb's ship. A human and Earthborn scrap trader just did what no species in the galaxy ever has. He killed an architect. Some call it madness. Some call it suicide. Others, they call it a signal. The signal that starts a war from deep beyond map space. Architect ships stir. They don't send words. They don't negotiate. They simply change course. Dozens now aim toward Earth. The message is clear. Humanity will not be ignored. It will be erased. But Earth isn't alone anymore. Across the stars, alien races long silenced by fear begin to watch with new eyes. They see Earth not as prey, but as a spark, the spark of rebellion, of resistance, of a species that refuses to kneel. Some whisper, if they can strike the architects, maybe we all can. And so the flame spreads. Caleb Rourke doesn't retreat. He doesn't hide. He activates the Eidolon's warp array, stares into the heart of the architect advance and speaks one sentence into the galactic relay. You erased one of ours. Now we're coming for all of you. They called it the endless storm, a wave of architect ships, stretching from one end of the stars to the other, silent, cold, unstoppable. Every major system fell quiet. Trade routes shut down. Species with weapons older than Earth's moon locked their gates and waited to die. Because the architects had spoken, we come to complete the cycle. Resistance is irrelevant. You are anomalies. You are noise. And we are the silence. But humanity did not kneel. Caleb Rourke, once a nobody junk pilot, now commanded the awakened Solari fleet, the last memory of an empire the architects once destroyed. But this time, the outcome would be different. He did not stand alone. The Great Awakening Solari AI within the Eidolon activated a final failsafe, a signal broadcast in ancient Solari code, buried in the DNA of multiple galactic species, long dormant. Across the galaxy, aliens who had lived with dreams of fire and lost worlds suddenly began to remember, because they too were once protected by the Solari, and those memories weren't just fragments, they were keys. Keys that unlocked weapons, ships, knowledge. All hidden by the Solari for this very moment. And for the first time in 10,000 years, the galaxy lit up in defiance. The final battle they chose a system called Juno 4, a dying red star on the edge of known space. That's where Caleb gathered them. Solari-enhanced Terran ships, rebel species who had risen from fear-awakened vessels, from forgotten races, the Eidolon at the center, glowing like a second sun. And then the architects came. Their ships were living voids, consuming light, reshaping space, each the size of a small moon, each a god of death. The first wave nearly broke them. Thousands of allied ships vaporized in seconds, but they held, because they weren't just fighting for survival, they were fighting for memory, for every world erased, every species silenced, every name lost to time. The moment that changed everything at the heart of the Architect Command ship, buried deep within its quantum core, was something the Solari once feared and preserved, a child, not human, not machine, an architect, untouched by the cycle. One who questioned, one who dreamed, and one the others tried to bury. But Caleb reached him, not with weapons, not with threats, with a memory, a projection of Earth, laughter, war, love, struggle, wonder. We are chaos, Caleb whispered, but we are life, and we choose to be remembered. The architect child answered in silence, and then it stopped. The fleet, all of them, across the stars, architect vessels powered down, one by one. Because the architects weren't just machines of erasure, they were bound to a protocol. They no longer understood, and now someone had finally broken it. Epilogue. The war didn't end in fire, it ended in choice. The architects left. Some vanished into deep space. Some remained behind, choosing to learn instead of destroy. Caleb Rourke disappeared. Some say he walks among the stars aboard the Eidolon. Others believe he became part of the ship itself, mind and machine merged. But one message still echoes in the Solari beacon across the galaxy: remember who you are, and if darkness comes again, light the stars. The legacy of humanity Earth is no longer just a blue world in a quiet system. It is now known as the world that woke the galaxy, the home of the one who said no, and the species that taught the stars to fight back. The end.